Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inspirational Talk. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm new to this channel, so everyone's welcome. But I want to first start by introducing myself. My name is Ashley, and I wanted to give the reason why I started this channel in the first place. Um, it really started from a current and past job that I've had. Those jobs really showed me on each and every one of them that I was here to help people in whatever way it was. And I always knew that I wanted to help people, but I didn't realize the way that I should. And over time, it was shown to me by spirit that you are an influencer and you should help others, help them in their perspective to maybe have something similar to yours. I'm sorry, y'all. But I decided to do this channel because I know it's so many people out here that I initially used to be insurance agent. But after doing it, I realized that I was forcing people. Well, this my interpretation. I felt like I was forcing people to do something they really wasn't prepared to do financially. They weren't in a financial place to get life insurance, which is something we all need. So I decided, over time, it took me a minute to get to this point where I decided to become a certified life and relationship coach. I'm sorry, but anyway, I decided to do that because I wanted to be able to help that really don't know what to do to help themselves. Some of them don't even know where to ask questions or what questions to ask. And so I decided that I'll do a platform where I'll leave the door open for any question or any inspirational comment. So I'd like to start with a few questions for you all. And I have this question about love conversations, really for couples, but you can ask these type of questions to anyone, basically. Somebody that's close to you. These are things to, I guess break the ice with people, having a hard time socially speaking with people or talking with people, or if you genuinely want to know certain things about them. And I'll start with this one question. What would you like to change about yourself? And I got these cards off of Amazon. If you would like to comment, please comment below about some things you would like to change about yourself, because there's so many people making changes with themselves now, physically. And so, what would you change? The one thing that I would change about myself is that I would have done it sooner. That I wouldn't have wasted so much time trying to figure it out. But nevertheless, it was, I figured out what it was that I really genuinely wanted to do, because sometimes when you're dealing with people, especially people that love you and that's close to you, most of the time they want what's best for you, and they'll make all of these suggestions about what you should do with your life. And deep down, I always wanted it to be creative and do something creative, something innovative, something out of the box, you know. But I really didn't know how to put it into words at a young. But I have written a book. It's called, I hope you all can see that, My Mirror Soul and Personal Spiritual Journey. And you can find it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. I think it's on Kobo as well. But initially, that book was what really led to the path that I'm on now. Um, all of this is really new to me. I usually sit back and observe and I just listen. But now it's time for me to speak. You know, Spirit has been in my ear for some years now. And the slower I got to doing things, the more stuff got blocked. So I knew it was something that I needed to do to make a change in my life. And the first change started with myself. You know, I know a lot of times we try to change other people. We see everyone else's flaws, but initially it starts with us. You know, everybody has to change something, or they should feel a need to improve their life anyway, or the quality of it. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to create this platform, so that, raise the vibration, because we need that inspiration. We need a higher level of vibration in this life, because all we see and hear most of the time is negative. Even on the news, you see more negative things on there than you do about anything good that's going on. And it's all starting to sound the same to me. And I would prefer to hear something good that's happening, because I know it is. So y'all comment below with the question I asked about what would you like to change about yourself. Would you like to improve the quality of your life? Would you like to improve your eating habits? Whatever it is. Comment below. Whatever your comment is, it can possibly help somebody else. And there's another reason why I created this platform. Let me ask y'all another question. Is there anything you've dreamed of doing that you haven't done yet? And what's stopping you? That is really a good question. Because sometimes we like to blame everybody else for why we haven't done it. And a lot of times it's us holding ourselves back in the fear of what if. And I'm learning to let that word go out of my vocabulary unless I'm using it in a way that knows that I'm going to succeed. What if? Because if I looked at everything as what if, I would never try. And I try to encourage everybody to at least try to see where it will lead you. Look at all your resources, because there's so many resources out here, but so many are unaware of where to even begin to look. And anybody that reached out to me today and said, I need your help finding this, finding that, whatever it is. If I can help you find it or find it for you, whatever I can do, that is what I'm trying. I would like to see more people encourage and uplift one another versus putting down what their efforts are, because that makes people not even want to try sometimes when they feel other people are not supporting them. So I would just encourage everybody in this particular year, not just from this day forward, actually, to create some things that they want to do for themselves. Create something that you would like to do for yourself. What would you like to see yourself do? And try not to spend so much time being distracted on what other people are doing, because sometimes we're just on the outside looking in. We really don't know. Everybody's going through something or struggling with something that they need to overcome. Whether it's small, medium, or large, it's something. I just encourage everybody to sit down and set forth some goals, some boundaries, some healthy boundaries, because some boundaries that people said are unhealthy. And that's all I can say about that. I wanted to introduce this to you all. This is something I wanted to do as a group, as a life coach, but I feel like I can start it here on this platform. It's I got this from Amazon as well. It's a love connection. It's 150 questions, deep questions, because I'm a deep person. I'm a Scorpio, so I like to go deep. But if the conversation isn't making sense to me, I probably tune it out. I'm trying to do better with it, though. Everybody is a work in progress. But this is a family question, so it can go across the board for anyone. The question is, what's an ideal marriage like from your perspective? And for those of you that are married, I would like for you to comment, what your marriage is like. And then encourage those that aren't married that what marriage is really like for you. You know, what do you expect from an ideal marriage? You know, me personally, I have been married before, but what I would really love to have is a equal give and take. A actual partner that's going to give like I give and accept the way that I accept, because sometimes you deal with people, they're, if you think about where their background is and where they came from, it's certain things that they may be limited to right now because they still have those beliefs of how things are from past people. Even if it starts with their family, their mother, father, or whomever, guardian. It's so many people that have come from so many different backgrounds, and you have to almost know what it is before you get involved with people, because you don't know how their love language is going to be and how they're going to be perceiving you. And that's why it's really good to have good questions for people when you start meeting them. If you meet people and you get involved with them without even knowing them or their family, you don't really know what you're getting into, because some people have that sickle cell trait. I mean, it's a lot of things to think about when you considering dating anybody in the first place. But once you know that you're with the one, you're gonna know. They're gonna match your energy. Y'all energy gonna match. But I would employ anybody not to rush into marriage with anybody without really getting some sort of counseling and talk to somebody about it, because it's not really something you want to rush into, and it's not a game. If you're not really serious about being married or being in a connection or committed, and you know that the person that you're with are don't, I just would prefer you to just tell that person, I'm not interested in it, or I don't want the same thing you want. Be honest instead of wasting a person's time and having them thinking that they can have this with you, and then they be with you so long they feel like they can change you. And change starts from within. We can't change people. I've seen people try on these jobs. I've seen people try in these relationships. The only way people are going to change is when they're ready. And I can say that because, and I'll give this example because my dad took the training wheels off of my tricycle, no, off my bike before I was ready for him to take it off. And he felt that I needed to take them off because all of my friends and neighbors took theirs off. And I was like, well, I'm not ready for mine. But because everyone else in the neighborhood was riding without theirs, he decided to take them off. And I was really, truly embarrassed because I wasn't ready. And I could not ride that bike. And I threw that bike down, ran in the house, and I didn't come back outside. And it wasn't until I made it in my mind that I wanted to ride my bike. It was a beautiful sunny day. I never forget. And it probably was a year or two before I got back on it. But at that time, I decided I was. And we were riding home from school, and I was like, can you put some air in my so I can ride my bike? And he looked at me like, really? You gonna ride your bike? And I said, yeah, I'm ready. He put that air in that tire with both tires. And I took off. He didn't have to tell me to do anything. I just did it. And he said, well, now why come you couldn't do that when I was trying to get you to do it? I said, I wasn't ready. So I don't care how ready you are for somebody else to do something. They're not going to do it. And I know that firsthand. And I was a young child. And I am still the same way. So if I'm not ready to do something, I'm not going to move until I know I'm ready. And when I'm ready, I'm going to do it right. So This is just something to think about when you considering trying to make somebody do something they're not ready to do, just like marriage and commitment. Those are things that has to come from within. Those things are not something you can make a person want just because you want it with them. If they don't want it at the time you want it, then it may not be the one. And it's just, I mean, I know it's hard. It might be harsh to say when you really are in love with somebody, but you in love with an idea or the idea of being with the person. And I got one last thing, y'all. And this comes from the messages from the universe. I got this from Amazon as well. It's an oracle card, and I really love tarot, and I'm drawn to it. And so I decided I wanted to do some messages, some uplifting messages to give you all on the way out. And the question, well, not the question, but what's on this card is if you frequently give yourself permission to doodle, wander, and be totally unproductive, and you actually relish such interludes, I can guarantee that your genius, creativity, and productivity will increase exponentially. And I say this, I do this a lot. I do. I wander and doodle, especially. I don't know why I do that, but I guess it's because I'm just creative and I'm always thinking of the next thing to do. Because I have another book coming out, and I'll talk to you more about it once it's getting closer to being released. But it's a science fiction. It's a science fiction book, and it's just based on a lot of things that I would dream about, think about, just wonder about, and it has a lot of action in it, because I love action and mystery. So y'all comment down below about the type of books you all like, and I mean whatever comments that you feel are gonna be inspiring for other people. If you don't mind sharing, just share your comments, because you never know who life you touch just by the comment you made. I want to send love and life to each and every one of you. Thank you.